All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Beckley Wrestling Show. Man, we got one of my favorite wrestlers in the country. We're talking a two-time Ironman champ, a two-time Powerade champ, a U17 world champ in 2021. I mean, the man has done it all, and hopefully going to add a state champ here to that amazing resume. Bo Bassett, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you having me on. Love being here. It's a great opportunity, and I appreciate that introduction as well. That was sick.
Oh, likewise, man. To be honest, I could have went for another 5, 10 minutes, man. Like what you've accomplished in such a to sit here at halfway through your sophomore year, 3 quarters of the way, and it's unreal. Like to be honest, I literally had it written down. I was like, I'm gonna hit him with this killer introduction, and then I was just like, shoot, we're gonna be here for 10 minutes because this cat has done so much. So I wish I could have even done it a little better because like you deserve it, man. You've done some amazing things holding it down for Team USA.
Yeah.
But as of all of that, bro, like right now, after coming off winning Ironman, winning Powerade, just some of these amazing things you've done, how you feeling right now about this sophomore season as a whole?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I have recently just felt better than ever, especially in competition and especially at a higher weight. I feel like making that decision over the summer, jump up in weight, four weight classes, that was huge for me. Not only was that big for obviously my body to grow and stuff, but I think that I got so much better over the summer just because I was focused on just getting better. There wasn't, I wasn't wearing sweats. I wasn't worried about losing weight. I wasn't worried about, barely eating, dieting like most wrestlers are, especially over the summer. You got Fargo and World Team Trials and all that stuff. I was more focused on just getting better and developing. And I think for me, that was huge. I think I jumped levels over the summer, and then I really jumped levels after Who's Number One. And I think that my motivation's been higher than ever. I can put more emphasis on just enjoying wrestling, enjoying being there. And this sophomore year has been probably my favorite year of any year in my wrestling career. Just, I don't know. I think that I'm having more fun than I ever have. I'm scoring more points than I ever have. And I think that I'm just focused on getting better and evolving, and that's the big main goal for me. But I'm feeling good so far. I'm excited to push through this final push. I'm not gonna, sit back, slack off at all. Like it's all gas all the way till the end, and then kicking it right into freestyle season. So I'm pretty fired up about that. But I mean, no, I think I'm feeling good. And again, I don't think I've ever felt better as far as a wrestler, like just feeling good, body feels good, than I do now at a higher weight. So for me, the goal is to just keep getting bigger, stronger, and just keep developing my skills.
Now you brought up who's number one, and honestly, like I wanted to bring it up because I mean I've watched you dominate. I mean I was at Ironman, I was at Powerade, I've watched everything. I was at Clarion. Um, what it was that kind of like whenever you and Sapita went at it at who's number one, was that kind of did something click and it was just like, all right, hey, this ain't happening to me no more. I'm like it just seemed like something clicked for Bo Bassett to where like my buddy does my camera. Like whenever I interviewed you, that dude that was holding the camera,
Yeah.
not big into wrestling. He's been my best friend since the eighth grade, but like has no clue about wrestling. The minute he watched you wrestle at Iron Man, he was like dominant.
Yeah.
And just was kind of curious on like was that who's number one taking that L and criticism came with it because buddy you're a face, you know what I mean, and you're the face of high school wrestling, lightweight, like not even lightweight, you are. And I just seen a lot of things come, all the rudest deals and this and that. And did that play a factor into like, hey, no, I'm gonna shut up the hate or whatever I'm not even sure if you saw it, but it was just what was it that took you to this level of just absolute dominance, like after who's number one?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because who's number one for me, I feel like already is a pivotal moment in my career. And I'm only a couple, I don't know, about 5, 6 months from there. But I think that moment for me was like a wake up moment. Like you're not the best guy and you got to work harder. But I look back on it now, I'm glad it happened. I'm not glad I lost. Obviously, no one wants to lose, but I'm glad that I could get that motivation. I could get that fire because it's still burning. It's still burning now. I mean, I've won Ironman, Super 32, 2 college opens, but like that's still burning from who's number one. We have a mat in our gym, and it's actually one of the past who's number one mats, and so it's kind of crazy how God works. But he put that mat in our room for a reason. And then when I took that loss at Who's Number One, it's like, I don't know, I can remember it every time I see that. And for me, that fire's still burning. And and I look back at that match too. It's not like I wrestled bad. Like I feel like I wrestled decent, and I wrestled good. I wrestled hard. I ran back to the center. All of that stuff was there. I think there was a couple little things, and with the rules, man, they can score points fast. And
Yeah,
so it kind of spiraled out, not in my way. But again, I'm almost glad that it happened because I don't know if I would have done what I've been able to do this year without that. And so now my thing is never have to go through that again, and just keep trying to win, and just keep running off that fire because I see it every day in my room. And it fires me up. It fires me up for sure. And like you said as well, I definitely took a lot of hate online. And I know I'm one of those guys that if I lose, I'm gonna get clipped online with Flow and all these companies. Like if you lose, you're probably gonna get clipped. And I know that comes with just being able to win, and being I don't know, just big on social media. So I knew that was coming. And my parents, my coaches, they did a great job of keeping me off that. There's no reason to look
good.
at.
I'm glad there isn't,
No,
buddy,
there's
because a
no,
lot of them are. Yeah, I'm glad you have a good corner like that because you're
yeah,
right, there isn't.
no, I mean, all these people, they don't know what I'm going through. They don't know how hard I'm pushing every day. And this is,
Exactly.
I dream this stuff. And so I think a lot of people don't have the full understanding. And so,
They
they like
don't.
and just say stuff that they have no clue what it's about, really. And so
100%.
for me, I was like, man, I'm just going to bounce back. I mean, the only thing I can do now is not prove them wrong, but just have success and kind of, I don't know. They don't want to see me win, a lot of those people. So I think it's a little bit extra when I can get those wins. And, since then, that fire has been lit. And I've been loving wrestling, like I said. I feel like I took my biggest jump since then ever in
That's
my career in such a short amount of time. And
great.
I have a lot of respect for Zapita. He's great. He's also wrestling 160, 152 pounds now. So that's there as well. But I think yeah, I like where I'm at, and I'm glad that happened because the fire's still running.
Absolutely. And you couldn't say it better. As an outside looking in, as a fan's perspective, like you could tell it lit something. Like I didn't see you again till Iron Man, and I'm not kidding you. It was like, whoa, like the pace was, it was just domination. I might have saw you before. Was it what was before? Was there anything in between Who's Number One and Iron Man?
Well, there was
Clarion, yeah, Clarion.
yeah, and Clarion.
And
Yeah.
even at Clarion, it was just that pace that you have is I don't know that I've ever it's people are struggling to match that pace. Where do you get that pace from? Like it's everybody's putting in work. They're running. They're trying, but you have this like extra gear that is just like I was sitting at Powerade and there was people behind me like this dude don't quit. But I don't know if you remember you I think you took a double. It came into a waterfall position and then you literally walked him back in and
Yeah.
everybody was like, yo, like it would look at like just little things like that that you don't see people doing. And it's where do you get that extra like just extra gear that a lot of people don't have that you just don't see very often? And I'm talking from the senior level to here, you have a gear that I don't see in a lot of people.
Well, I truly believe it's the way we train. My dad, we have a really good system. I feel like he claims it. He says like we almost feel like we cracked the code as far as the pace because not many guys are doing that. Not many guys are sprinting a whole match. And I had a really good pace last year. Like I was breaking guys, but not as quick and not as like I don't know. I just feel like guys are breaking quicker this year, and I think maybe
Yeah.
it's a little bit of I was wrestling that college style. I mean, I was wrestling guys like that are like almost 4 or 5, maybe 6 years older. And these guys, man, they wrestle hard in college. And so I feel like I was just bringing that style back into high school. I mean, I was wrestling the Ohio State guys, and Angelo Rini's ranked really high in the country at 133. And then that
Yep.
guy was really tough. And so I have a lot of respect for the guys that I wrestled. And I mean, I didn't expect them to wrestle that hard. I'm going to be honest that day. And so I kind of took my game and my wrestling up a level that day. I think I learned a lesson that you got to step it up. And these high school guys aren't going to be ready for that. And, I was able to do that. And I feel like that is huge for my pace this year. My pace has never, I don't know, been as it just feels like it's more powerful than ever. And I think it comes from wrestling those college guys, but it really comes from our training. We train really hard. I have a lot of mat time in. I think that the little things like just walking him back to the center, just being able to think of that stuff in the match is a lot of the way we train. We do a lot of play wrestling. We also do a lot of scrapping. I mean, we do a ton of live. we go hard. And I know that there's like this new persona out there that you don't have, you only train once a day and you don't got to go hard, this and that, and you got to save on the bodies. But I think that the way that we're doing it, we're training hard, we're recovering the right way, we're doing everything right outside of the room. I think this is the best way to train. And, our style, I feel like, is it's got to be up there with some of the best styles just because, I think that the pace is something that's newer. Not a lot of guys do that. Not a lot of guys sprint from the time the whistle blows till the time it, ends the match. So I think, yeah, I think it comes from the way we train. I really put a lot of credit to my coaches. My dad he's a mastermind. He knows what he's doing, and I'm just trying to listen to him every step of the way, really.
Yeah, like out of all the people in the world, like I trust me, I've annoyed him. I've annoyed him. I've wanted to get him on here to lightweight to where like I'm afraid to keep asking him because I feel bad. But like I think your dad has figured something out, and
Yeah,
he's what I love about what your what Mr. Bassett has built is all of you guys on or off the mat. Like, and even when I talk to you off the mat, like when I seen you at Clary and seen you at Iron Man, it just you're innate Melvin, Big O, Jax, just all just good people. Like so, whenever you can take that, and these kids are amazing off the mat, and then you put them on the mat, and they turn into killers, and they're just amazing at what they do, and they're fun to watch. They're known around the country to where it's expected for you to win. And whatever he's doing, like this is the God's honest truth. Like, buddy, I literally live in Ohio and was like, I'm sending my kid to St. Ed's or this, and like I just hope he's coaching in like 10 years because like I want my son to be a part of the compound. I want my son to be a part of what he's doing because what he's doing works and I I want to be a part of it as a parent, to be honest with you, like because it just seems like he's raising good young men and it's a family environment and I want to be a part of it. I want my son to be a part of it. I want my wife to be a part of it. And I'm looking forward to it. I just gotta hope that that he's still sticking around. But speaking of this compound, a lot of people might not know what it is.
yeah,
I follow it real heavy, but for the people that don't, can you kind of break them down on what the compound is, what it represents, what it's all about?
yeah. I mean, I'll start from the beginning. It's been some years now. We've been open a long time. I can't give you the exact number, but I know we've been grinding. We've been running workouts for at least 5 6 years now, and it's a gym, right? It's a gym that my dad opened, and so we originally started in like an older school, and so we had a room up there, and for the first 3 or 4 years that's where we grinded. We went up there every day. There was no windows in there. It was kind of like a little dungeon, and that's where we scrapped for years. And we did strength workouts. We do wrestling workouts in there. Young Guns actually runs their club wrestling out of there on Mondays, and so we have Young Guns in there on Mondays, right? We have what we call Ranger Pride, which is basically an extra school practice that my dad runs. And some outside kids over the summer and camps and stuff come in and they'll train. And we do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the compound. And I mean, throughout the whole entire week, we've got different classes coming through. It's not just wrestling. There's speed classes and there's girls only, classes, strength and stuff. And yeah, we do like functional patterns, powerlifting. The one that's the most common, though, that you'll probably see a lot online is our functional intensity. And that's a lot of aerobic type strength, right? Being able to go for a long time at a high pace. And it's a lot of like circuits and things like that. So there's a lot of stuff that we do at the compound. And now, recently, I'd say about a year, maybe, yeah, probably a year, we've been in the new building. And yeah, it was built up. We built onto an existing building. So over half of it's brand new and
Awesome.
building now, which is huge. I mean, they can't cancel us. They can't tell us we can't go in there. It doesn't matter if it's a snow day or if COVID's out, like it was a couple years ago. So we have full access to that always, right? And so that is huge for me. I'm really lucky to have the compound. Um, I don't know where I'd be without it, to be honest with you. So I think that it's something that I'm really fortunate, really grateful to have. And again, it's something that my dad, my mom opened up 5 or 6 years ago. And yeah, I mean, I guess the rest is history, really. But so many
Now,
hours.
if somebody wanted to join, what would they like? All right, so All right, we'll use me as an example since me and you sitting here talking. I got my little man. He's 9, 10 years old at the time, and if I want to get him in, like, is there certain steps, or is it just like, hey, show up and deal with your dad, talk about whatever it is, and you can be a part of it, or is it something like how would somebody go a part of being a part of the being a part of the compound?
Yeah, well, I mean, they have social media and we have classes all the time. But I think for people that aren't near the area, there's a ton of camps. Stuff like we got wrestling sessions followed by strength sessions on this open weekend or whatever. And that's always on the social media pages. But I think that we have people traveling in to train, to get strength in, to get some wrestling in, because I truly believe we're in the best spot in the whole entire world for wrestling. There's so many opportunities, and yeah, I think that really though, I mean, it doesn't matter. We have the youngest kids. Like I said, we have classes that are like 8 and under. Guys that are just starting in their strength classes, and then obviously the functional intensity and the powerlifting and stuff like that's for older people. But yeah, I mean, we don't, anyone can come, and we just, I guess we're in it for the better for everyone, right? Trying to
That's
make
awesome.
so.
That's awesome, man. And I mean, it's exciting. It is. It's exciting for someone with an up and coming wrestler that knows that there's stuff out there like that with people like you guys out there running it. Because I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can take your son to. I was sent to a lot of camps, but to be honest, there was a lot of times I came back and I was like, man, I don't know that I picked anything up. I don't know, and you know what I mean. I don't know if you ever been to one, but there was several whenever I was in middle school, high school, come back and being like, man, did I really pick that much up for 4 or 5? And I know it's only a week, 5, 6 days, whatever the case may be, but like I've also been to some really great ones. And I feel like the compound and what it offers, like you're going to come away from there with the people that's running it and just the operation itself. Like I hope whoever watches this, like take a chance, go there. Like I've never been there, but I can promise you, you won't be disappointed with they're it's just a class act. I mean, you won't find better people. But I appreciate you breaking that down, bro, because
Yeah,
I honestly was curious, and I know a lot of people because uh, I had sent like how you can send it out to all your friends,
right.
like so I sent it all out. So I had a bunch of people asking me, so like that watch my YouTube and watch my podcast. So I just figured like, hey, this be a good time have somebody that deals with it a lot more to kind of break it down to them without me not putting it out there correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean that's the gist of it. We just there's a lot of training going on in there for sure.
That's what it's all about, man. And I can tell you, like, it's leaps and bounds better. But outside of a state tournament, like whenever it comes to your freestyle, so you go to your state tournament, you do it this year. Like, do you have like is U20s the goal this for this freestyle circuit season, or what's the overall? Do you even have we got that far? Is it kind of just like, hey, I'm focusing on folk style right now. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm thinking about it. I write my goals every morning, and that's the first one that I write every time is 2024 Junior World Champion. Um, that's a big goal for me. That's always, I mean, to represent the USA. There's nothing like it. I'll never forget that feeling, and I think that's something that I'm chasing every single day. I'm visualizing it. I'm thinking about it. So I'm definitely, definitely in that mind, thinking about it often, even though it's not freestyle season. Yeah, that's something that's on my mind daily. I really think that making world teams is one of the greatest things you can do in the sport, and so I'm chasing that, in full relentless pursuit. So I think that world teams is definitely important. Obviously, I'm gonna focus on the now and keep getting better at folk style, keep getting sharper, getting ready to go for the rest of the season. But as soon as we make that flip, it's go time. There's not much time before U20 trials, the Open. I know States
Quick.
goes right into the U.S. Open, so it's kind of crazy how quick that turns around. But we're getting our freestyle in at the 5 a.m.s, starting in January. So about 10 days ago, it already started. So we'll get a little bit of a head start, and yeah, we're excited for that. It's gonna be a fun year.
It is, and I'm excited for you, man. All of you guys. Like, it talk to me a little bit about Melvin Miller a little bit here. Not to I don't want it to seem like, hey, let's put him on out there, but just he's a freshman that has came on the scene. He's for real, an amazing young man. Did an interview with him at Ironman when he took third at Powerade, and just doing phenomenal things against some really really good wrestlers. And I think the sky's the limit for this young man, and uh, just your guys' relationship and how he. I feel like you played a big part in getting him to where he is. If I'm wrong, correct me, but like it just seems like you and your family have really gave Melvin a big help, and he seems like such a great kid to give it to, and he's really soaking it up and taking it in.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I'm extremely proud of Melvin. Melvin, he was always pretty tough, always really good. But man, this last year, 2 years, it's crazy to see his strides. He's making a lot of gains. He moved in with us, I believe, 2 Halloweens ago. I swear, I'm pretty sure it's on Halloween Day he moved in. So it's been 2 years, and Melvin's gained like 60 pounds. He's gained like at least a foot in height, and he's gained a ton of wrestling skills, knowledge. He's a stud, man. He's someone that I like. I'm even trying to learn from him because he wrestles a different style than me, and obviously we get to wrestle all the time. We had a snow day yesterday, and my brother, Keegan, Melvin, and I, we were down there wrestling for an hour and a half. And it's crazy some of the stuff he does. And obviously he's younger, he's bigger, but he's younger. And so most of the time people would be like, oh, I can't learn from him, or I can't learn from Keegan, my other brother. And it's like, no, I'm trying to learn from these guys. And Melvin is a super, super talented athlete, but he's starting to become a super, super talented wrestler. He has amazing skills. That's one thing that he's always had. He has really good skills. Like he just, I don't know, his feel, his body. He's always been really good at just giving himself opportunities to score. And I know that, again, it's probably really hard. I mean, wrestling such a high weight as a freshman. You're wrestling straight men and guys that are going to
Absolutely,
college full rides, the next
yeah.
year.
When you
Next,
got Pearson Manville and
yeah,
Vince Bouzakis and
yeah,
just like you said, older guys, you got dogs in there.
yeah, and man, he's embracing it. He's taking guys out that used to
Done.
smoke them just because they were older and they were just more mature. But now he's closed the gap as far as that, and his wrestling skills are obviously speaking for themselves. And so I'm really proud of a guy that I've seen make tremendous strides in the last year, 2 years. So really proud of him. Sky's the limit. It's up to him, though. It's up to him. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can appreciate it. I do. Because I agree with you, man. I just seen kind of how close, and I knew you guys he had moved in, and
yep,
just I feel like it was a great move for him because you can see just the giant jump. And I don't know that need know the whole entire situation, but I know that I feel like he's in a great place, and I truly and I just loved speaking with the man, and I hope he gets everything that his that he has set for himself because he deserves it, and you guys all do, man. You guys seriously, like, as corny as this might sound, like you guys kind of, as I've met all of you, like it's like it from your dad all the way down. Just just I don't even know how to say it without sounding soft as hell, but just like you guys got me. You know what I mean? It's like, man,
yep,
these you guys are something special. It's special. What
yeah,
you guys are doing is special, brother. And uh, but outside of that, like we'll let go of of my little way of trying to say you guys are great people. But what outside of wrestling, because what everybody knows, Bo Bassett is like, hey, he's a wrestler. He's a dog man. When people talk about Bo, but who's Bo outside of wrestling?
yeah. I think you know, a lot of my life is wrestling. And
Yeah,
so for me, I think it's important to sometimes break off and, do other things. But I think that, again, all of my friends are wrestlers. So if I'm ever really hanging out, I'm hanging out with the team. And that's always been something for me. But, really, I don't do too much outside of wrestling. We're big football fans. We like the Steelers. They're in the playoffs.
seen that.
We'll see. We'll see how they do. I don't know. But we've always watched the Steelers. We've watched college football. Stuff like that has always been fun. My dad played football when he was young. He played through high school. He was really good in high school, but he kind of gave that love to me. And so I played. I wasn't ever big. I was decent, better on defense naturally as a wrestler. But then in middle school, I cut that off and I only went all wrestling. But when I was younger, I did gymnastics. I did jujitsu. Um,
And
I
I was
actually
just talking to my wife about that. Do you think that gymnastics started to cut you off, buddy? I didn't mean to be a terrible, terrible interviewer there, but the gymnastic things hit me off because I was just caught in talking about it yesterday.
yeah.
How much do you think that gymnastic played a part into what you're doing?
huge. Gymnastics was huge. So I started in gymnastics and I think jujitsu about the same time as I started wrestling. And so I guess I'll give you a breakdown on that. Gymnastics was big. Was big just I guess at a young age being able to know how to use my body. I mean I was doing flips when I was like 8, and I think that I don't know that helped me be like an athlete, just be able to move my body, be able to wrestle and flow. Right. I wasn't like didn't have very fast feet. I can remember that was always something my dad always would tell me is move your feet. So I think that things like that helped me. And as far as jujitsu, it was in like a martial arts gym. And so like these guys were dealing with a lot older, men or kids in high school. So they demanded a lot of respect. And I can remember that that kind of threw me off at first because I'm like, man, these guys are really strict. Like, you stood in the line, you had to stand straight up as they talked. No one was talking, no one was moving. And I can remember that's kind of where I learned almost that discipline and just listen to what you're told. And, then I did jujitsu a couple of years, but that wasn't ever really a big thing for me. It was all wrestling for me. Gymnastics was kind of like the side thing that I knew I was doing to be better at wrestling.
Yeah.
Football was kind of like just having fun, but I knew where I was going to go from the rest of my life and where my path would really lead me. So wrestling was always the big thing. And so we did that. And then I think a couple other things I do outside of wrestling, I kick my brother's butt in Madden once or sometimes on the weekends when we're not wrestling, we have a hunting camp that we go up to. It's pretty nice. No cell service up there, and you just kind of break away. It's pretty nice. But yeah, one
Gotta
of my
have.
though is definitely I think just watching football. That's something my whole family does, and that's always been big. Yeah.
Yep. I'm a Cowboys fan, so we're in the playoffs. I actually was pumped to see that. I lived in Pittsburgh for a long time, went to high school at Franklin and stuff. So
Yeah.
I literally was glad to see it, but then I heard about Watt being out, and then they pulled Buffalo in the first round, and it was like,
Yeah.
it was a good year.
Hoping that we would pull Miami. I just feel like that's our best matchup. But then we got Buffalo, and that's almost as bad as playing the Chiefs. But
Fact.
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, because you can't count one thing. The one person I won't count out, and I don't. You can put anybody at quarterback. That defense is going to play either with or without Watt. Whenever Mike Tomlin, 17 years, never a losing season. You got to give that man his flowers, and a lot of people don't for some reason, but
Yeah,
he's doing something right. Like
gotta be. They win. They win. And
with
I
sometimes nobody under center.
without Watt, it's tough because it's crazy. Like the record when Watt's playing compared to when he's not, it's like laughable. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane what he can do. Yeah.
And when you're taking, I mean, because now you're putting a tight end over there, you
Yeah.
got your guard and tackle, like you're freeing up 2, 3 other guys every time this man's rushing. So that, yeah, he's definitely he's a rare breed, buddy. He's definitely something special, especially for it. He fits that Pittsburgh mold so well. He
No,
does.
he's awesome.
So I was curious though, man. Like it was a question that popped up because, like, me and you have did a little podcast before, and I was like, man, I kind of want to break out, like, really see what's Bo like. I've always popped out wrestling questions. Everybody's is wrestling, and it was kind of like, man, let's see what he does outside of it. So that's
Yeah.
pretty cool to see, man. I'm a big Madden guy too. It's honestly the only game I play. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a huge
Yeah.
gamer, but when I put the sticks in my hands, it's Madden, and I'm the Cowboys, and I'll smoke. I, we'll have to link up, and I'll have to put
Yeah.
school
You
real
probably
quick.
cry. Yeah. I play with like all the teams, and yeah, that's just something that me and my brother have always done. My dad makes a very, very extremely rare appearance here and there. It's getting tougher for him just because the game's evolving and the controls are different and stuff. But I know that him and his brother played when they were younger, so
Oh,
that's
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah,
And it's a game for me like that. Like I feel like even though that even though it's evolved and got better, but like and I think it has. I think it's gotten better as it's evolved. But at the end of the day, like I still feel like Madden. Once you get that Madden in you,
yeah,
it's something you can't get rid of. Like it.
right.
I remember playing it. Gosh, buddy, 20 years ago. Like and it's still the best game in the world to me.
No,
So
I agree.
definitely glad and I'm glad you get away from it with that going to camp. Honestly, Bo, I think that's huge for you, buddy. Like, and this is just my opinion, but like I just feel like you escaping, getting away for a little bit, being able to hang out with some buddies, hang out with Keegan, and do your thing. And I'm so excited for him to come up, man. Like I think your little brother is uh talk to him a little bit at the Clarion Open, just a really just another good one, man. And your your parents have done such an amazing job, man. They raised two great young men, and it just excited for his future as well, and what he's gonna show us, man. And coming, speaking of this, coming up, big guy, after this year, your phone this summer is going to be going bananas. How much you looking forward to this whole recruiting process to where we'll keep it 100, buddy. Like with what you're doing and how you're wrestling, you're gonna all right. You can go anywhere you want, and I think that makes it a little harder at times because it's like, man, you're gonna talk to a lot of really good people, and yeah, where's your head at with it? I mean, I know there's got to be some excitement, but overall, with knowing recruiting's right around the corner and all these phone calls are coming, how you feeling about it, buddy?
It's crazy. So I can remember last year, I'm like, man, I got a whole year. Like that's so far, and it flew. Like sorry, January, and I know that obviously in June it's coming. Like they're gonna hit, and it's gonna be in full swing. July, whatever it is, they can make home visits, and that's gonna be crazy. I'm excited for it. Obviously, you're really excited. Like that's something you've been dreaming of. It's kind of scary as well. I don't, you want to make the right decision, and I'm going to make sure I do that. I'm going to make sure I take my visits. Obviously, I with my post I made a couple weeks ago, I'm not,
Right, right. I loved it though. I loved it though. I did love it. But some people took it serious. Some people like to get it. Actually, it was the same kids at Powerade. When I was talking about that waterfall position, they're like, dude, oh, he's talking. He's even talking to West Liberty. And I was just like, guys.
yeah. Well, I mean, I just want people to realize that I'm keeping my options open. I'm
Yep.
not like I see people online writing like, oh, he's going here or there because of this or because of this reason. It was like different schools, but people already have their own opinion. They had me written in
Yep.
here. Like, no.
Everybody has you. 90% of people have you at Penn State already. I've been told it. Oh,
Yeah.
Penn State. He's going to Penn State. Penn State. You see the flag in his back, like, and it's like, hey,
Yeah.
let the man make it. Like you said, let him. And if that's where you end up, brother, like, regardless, I'm following. You're my guy. So like, I love what you do wherever you go. I have a spot I'd love you to go, and I think you know where it is. But at the end of the day, like, wherever's best for you, like, and let you enjoy the process.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I know obviously I have my favorites and I'm excited. We'll see where it goes. Again though, I'm gonna make the right decision. What's best for me as far as a wrestler, what's best for me as a person, and obviously for life. So I'm excited about that. And I know my parents will have a big influence on that decision. My family, my coaches. So I'm not gonna make the decision right away. I guess I'll really announce that. I'm not one of those guys that commits the first day. I want to make
Yes,
sure
sir.
you get it once. I'm a loyal guy. I don't really think I'd ever transfer. So I feel like the first school I'm going to, like I'm going to be there the whole time. And that's
I love that, bro. The fact that you just said that, just
yeah,
you find a way to make me just appreciate you and respect you even more because that's huge. That loyalty is is huge, especially in today with NIL and this transfer portal uh and I don't know. I know there can be an argument, but I don't know. What do you? I mean, are you a fan of the transfer portal and all that?
I think it should be there if need be. But I don't know. I feel like if you're going to commit to a school, then you should believe in that school and they believe in you, and that's where you're at. And you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what happens. So I'm not. These guys that are transferring, I don't know what they're going through. Or
Right, their situation, right. And I
right.
think, all right, so I watched, as an example, Rocky Jordan was at Ohio State
Hmm.
and great wrestler, amazing wrestler, could have started for 75 other teams, but he lost a wrestle off. It was his senior season. Coach Ryan was like, hey, buddy, instead of sitting here, like, go. Like, I'll help you, I'll reach out. Just don't sit here for your final season. So it was like a nice agree. It wasn't like, hey, I'm leaving because of this. Because one thing I'll give the Buckeyes is like people don't leave, bro. Like they don't. Like and they do very well by that. And what they have is what they recruited. And I'm obviously I'm biased. I'm from home, so I know a little bit more about their situation than I do other teams. But at the end of the day, like I think I just love to see these guys staying loyal, staying true. Like, hey, I'm a sophomore, even though I didn't make the team this year. I'm still going to grind it out. I believe in my coach. I believe in my like just where they're leading me in the right direction. This is why I chose that, and I believe that's the type of character you are, and I'm to the fullest. So
Yeah.
definitely excited for you, and you'll make the right choice, buddy. You got a heck of a head on your shoulders. Even sitting here talking to you, like you speak very well. You handle yourself in such a manner of like I would never think I'm talking like I I think you were my age, bro. Like I'm 35, and I would think that you just handle yourself in such a way that like and it comes yeah. I just you do well, man, and excited for where you end up. And I think, gosh, dude, your phone's gonna go off like crazy. I
Yeah.
kind of lightweight want somebody to cover it to a point because, like, who
Yeah.
was it? Anthony Knox they did this year for
Yeah.
Flow.
They did Knox. That was cool. I watched that.
Yeah, me too.
Obviously he's a competitor, but it was still cool to see that and I guess get a feel of what it will be like. Um, I don't know what their plans are, but that's gonna be fun. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, it's deserved, bro. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's a great experience for you because you've put in the work. I've watched it because I followed you like from your social media. Like you show us the work you're putting in, and honestly, even after that, who's number one? I caught myself like getting caught up into the like, bro, have you not watched this man? Like, don't tell me he's not putting in the work. I was like, are you in that room? Like, he like half you're showing us half the time you're putting in the work and grinding. Like, so it just with greatness comes hate, and I just enjoy it. Ignore anything that comes negative, but I think you're going to get a lot of positive and just be a great situation for you, brother. And it's such a well deserved situation, man. It really is.
I appreciate it.
How do you feel about there was this thing once you and Marcus did what you did at Clarion? A lot of people were questioning whether high school wrestlers should wrestle at college opens. What do you did? Did you hear that conversation by chance?
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, well, obviously, I would say they should allow us every time.
I
But,
agree.
um, you know, I think if it's an open, then it's an open for a reason, and anyone should be allowed in there. And if high school guys can compete, I mean, then they can compete. And I think it stinks that people are saying that because man, we're just trying to challenge ourselves. A guy like that, I have a lot of respect for. He puts it on the line, and he just so
Yeah.
happened off number one in the country at the time, and that made a lot of headlines, and that made a lot of people, I think, like that we're challenging ourselves, and I think made a lot of people like say that we shouldn't be in it, but
But I
I
don't
should
what's
be.
the negative?
Yeah, I agree. I don't see the negative. I
I
think that,
don't I can't pick it out. And at the end of the day, if they're like, well, they're hurting these guys' records and they, like, when they have no part, I think this was the argument. Don't quote me on it. That you
like
like
the
if you go and beat them, like now they have a loss against somebody that's not even going to be at the national tournament. Well, at the end of the day, like, all right, so beat them.
yeah,
Like, I mean, I just don't get it's an open. Like, and but you guys are like, to be honest with you, when I think of it, like I really wanted to see you and Davino at Super 32s
sure.
so bad, dude. Like, and he got caught up by Vega, but like and Vega's nice and it's nothing against him, but like just a huge fan of both of you. Love Benny too, man. And was so looking forward to seeing that. Then to get to see him and Blaze go at it at Iron Man. And I really wanted to see. Have you ever locked up with Davino?
Yeah, I wrestled him. I actually wrestled him in my hometown in Johnstown. This is crazy. He's from Illinois, which
Yep.
is that's far, man. That's not an easy travel here. It just so happened I live in Johnstown, right? That's like my city, and we were in I
Up
forget,
on the hill.
we're in a convention center in Johnstown, and his name's there. And at the time, he was always good, but he wasn't like number one in the country like he is now. And so we always had battles. And I can remember wrestling him in my hometown back in like middle school, maybe like sixth, seventh, eighth grade, and like it was just crazy. I'll never forget that. But I wrestled him at VAC and all types of duels like that. But it was kind of crazy. I wrestled in my hometown one time. But I think that
That's
we,
all.
as far as in high school, I mean, I totally saw him making the finals at Super 32, and then obviously anyone can be beat. And that Vega dude, like you said, is pretty tough. I have a lot of respect for him as well. I think he's committed to Cornell now. So they'll see each other in college, obviously. But
100%.
yeah, a lot of respect for him. I've trained with him a ton. He's been at the Olympic Training Center a few times when I've been out there, and we've hung out and stuff. He's a cool dude and someone that
When I
so
look at it, I see you because he'll be a 133 guy and you at 141, and then you throw Jax in the mix. Like I can see a lot of beautiful things at Ohio, brother. Like I it's just you guys are setting up for greatness. Just follow right behind Benny, and you guys are gonna catch some national championships.
well, I think, like you said, I think I am going to be at least 41. I hope.
Yeah,
I
I honestly, the way
really,
you're growing, bro, because you look like solid.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm putting a lot of stock, a lot of effort into that. Um, a lot more people know.
Yeah,
I'm grinding as hard as I can. I'm eating more than I ever have, and so I'm just really trying to get bigger. I want to be at least 41 in college. That's obviously, I feel like I'm definitely there. And I got 2 more years, so 41, 49 at the most,
yeah,
50, 80. I mean, why not? I don't see why not. If I can keep growing at this rate,
I
really
agree.
this and I'm trying to do everything right because I
I
know.
think you're looking. And this is just me. I mean, this is just me guessing. But like watching as you grow, like I assumed you as a 49er. Like the way that I'm looking at it right now, like it's like I see you as your freshman sophomore year at 49. Like obviously that's just me guessing. You know your body better than I do. But this is just me sitting back watching you. And as much as I've watched wrestlers throughout the years, the way you're putting in the work, the way you're growing, like I think 49 and you are just destined, and maybe end up your juniors, senior up at 57. I mean, you never know. But man, if you could get up there and then it allows, she just opens up the door, and I'm telling you, it would be amazing in Ohio, but anywhere it would be phenomenal. But man, Columbus would be you and Columbus would look good, bro. But no, I'm excited for you, brother. I really am, and everything you got coming, man, you deserved it, bro. And I've watched you put in the work, and just every time I've spoke to you, I know you're putting it in. And not only that, just um, with the compound, with your dad, and speaking of that, your mom,
hmm
very sweet lady, man. How is she throughout this? Like, because you're a giant wrestling family. You guys travel, you go, I mean, you guys hit it hard. How does she handle all this? I mean, she's got two boys hitting it hard, traveling all over the country. A dad's the coach. Like, how's mom handle everything? Because I want my wife to take notes if it's good.
Yeah, my mom's great. She's awesome. She does a ton. She does a ton behind the scenes, and she's awesome. She travels with us everywhere, right? She goes on almost every trip, if not every trip. She went over to Worlds with us, and she's always there for the ride. She's part of the team. She's awesome. She really is. She does a lot of things, like I said, that no one really sees. And so my mom's always been great. She's always, she's never, complained or anything like that. Like, she goes all in for us, and I appreciate that. When I see my parents going all in, my coaches going all in, it makes you want to, give them the best effort you can. And so I think I have a really supportive family. And as far as my mom, she's great. She's amazing. And, like I said, she's really, she comes along for the ride and everything. She wasn't ever really a wrestling lady until she met my dad. And now that's like kind of, she's the wrestling mom. And
Comes with
it
it.
really does a great job at it. And I want to throw a shout out to her cooking. Amazing. Awesome. And a big part of going to 4 weight classes. Yeah, that's my mom. So no, it's awesome.
Get
She's
beat.
yeah, I don't know where I'd be without her. There's a lot
Absolutely.
of work, like I said, that she does that is really appreciated, and no one sees. So
And I believe that, man, because I can tell you, like, just through her posts that you can she loves it too. Like, I mean, she's very supportive, and just it's the way it should be, man. My mom was the same way, so it is a blessing. So I mean, as you know, like, just always there in the stands. My mom, they had always cut up because she was the loudest one. And it's a great feeling, though, right? Like, to know that mom's right there, and it's awesome, man. So I'm glad to hear it, man, because she seems like it. And to be honest, though, man, it just seems like the whole entire, like I said earlier, the Bishop, you guys are just a family. It like You guys ride together. You guys, I mean, if even before your matches, you're getting warmed up. You're getting warmed up, whether it's Jax, whoever it is. Like you're watching them, and as soon as you get done, you go, you hit your interview with Flo, or if I'm annoying you or whoever, and then boom, you're right back watching Melvin or whoever is up next. Like it's to be honest, the only other I was when I was at Clarion, I watched Purdue, I watched all these schools, and Ohio State was a lot like that. Then I was like, man, I just have never seen a high school that was just so just a family from top to bottom. And that's got to be something special to be a part of, man.
Well, I know that for me at least, when I got the whole gang, the whole team in the corner, and they're fired up and they're yelling, like that's energy. I'm feeding off that. And I always tell the guys if it's a big match, like right before my big match, I'm like, man, make sure you're getting loud. Make sure you're really into this because I'm telling you, like, I feed off that. And I get a takedown or whatever in the Ironman finals, my corner's going crazy. Like, I don't know. There's just something about it. Then if you just have two coaches and it's like your team's there, but they don't really care, like, nah, my team cares. And
Yeah, they
it's
do.
not just like it's not just Melvin wrestling. Like it's the whole squad. It's everybody cheering for him. Super 32 is crazy, especially the finals, the semis. We the whole team traveled mat to mat for our guys, and I don't know. It definitely had something to do with. I feel like our performances definitely were better than if again if it was just your coaches there. I think there's something about that team aspect and guys just getting fired up for each other that it makes me wrestle better. I know that. So
And I believe that though, because like, and you, the one thing I'll give you is, I mean, I watch you a lot, man, to where like even off of the mat that just you're not just a great wrestler, brother. You're a great teammate. You're a great leader. I mean, you're a great leader of men. You also carry just the way that you carry yourself, like to where if somebody's down, if they take an L, like Mason took a couple. He just come back from injury at Iron Man. He took a couple hard ones, and the first person I seen by him was you, and it was like, man, like that's it. It seems like you're always right there, but it doesn't matter whether it's a win to lift them up. Or, or to celebrate it with them, or if it's a loss to try to lift them up. So that's a special. That's rare, brother. Not many kids do that. Now, I don't want to say kids. I mean, you're a young man. But that's rare. I mean, it's rare in college. You know what I mean? Some people lead. Do you consider yourself a leader by action or leader like a vocal leader?
I'm more of action. I don't have a great I don't yell. I'm not a guy who's gonna yell at someone. I just kind of do my part, make sure that everybody else is doing their part, and if anyone needs help, obviously I'm going to be there for them. I'm going to be there when their biggest win, their toughest loss. But yeah, I think I try to lead more by action. Try to be like the first one jogging at practice, the guy that's elevating the room because my effort, that type of stuff is more important than yelling at guys if they're not doing something. I've never been very loud, so I always just try to lead by example. And yeah, that's really important to me though, making sure that guys are being good people rather than,
Yeah.
good. We'd rather be good people and good wrestlers. So that's always really, really important for me.
Yes, sir. And it shows, man. And if anybody goes and watches, like I would, it's fun. Honestly, you off the mat is just as like I love watching you wrestle, but it's cool to watch just how you are with your teammates, and it's not even it's literally all of you guys together, just working together, wanting the best for what you could tell that you guys really got a team, man, and it it's special, man. You guys are gonna get to have the next what 2.5 years, the rest of this year and your junior senior year to do some amazing things, bro. And I can promise you, I'm excited to watch it, bro. I really am, buddy.
Appreciate that.
But I know I ain't gonna hold you up much longer, man. I do appreciate you taking the time, taking this 50 minutes to sit down with me again and just talk some wrestling and air it out a little bit, man. You're definitely one of my favorite wrestlers in the country, bro. You have a pace like I've never seen. An amazingly humbled kid, and just like I was talking with Melvin earlier when I said I hope he gets everything that he has his eyes set, his goals set for, like, and that's likewise with you. As I've gotten to know you and talk to you a little bit here and there, like I wouldn't want to see it happen to anybody else, buddy. So keep working, keep grinding, and let's go get that state title.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm fired up. I appreciate you having me on. Not much to say, but again, thank you so much, and God bless. That's all I got.
All right, my man. Well, I appreciate you. God bless, brother, and I'll definitely be in touch and be seeing you soon. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, well, take care, bro. Bo Bassett. It's just something special, man. Uh, all of them. I wish you would meet the his mom, Miss Bassett, Mr. Bassett, Carissa, and William. Just they're amazing people, and they're raising amazing kids. I could interview that kid once a week, and I'm just intrigued by like how a 17-year-old can do what he's doing. Like, gosh, his wrestling, I've never seen pace like this. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, he is like, and if you're watching this, you've probably watched Bo wrestle, so I'm preaching to the choir, but have you seen that before? Like, just at a high school level. Like, I know we've seen some amazing things at the college level, and we've seen amazing things in high school. Don't get it twisted. I remember watching Sammy Sasso and being like, wow, like Spencer Lee, wow. But he just, I don't know. There's just something that's like, man, I've never quite seen what he's doing, like what he's bringing to the table, and just he's somebody I want my like Dylan D'Amelio. If you guys watch my videos, he wrestles for Ohio State, 149 pounder, wrestled 141 for him for the first couple of years. Uh, he's that guy that just all heart, no matter what. He could be down 6-0, but and he just brings out just at the absolute. He never quits. He never will quit. He is him. He is him, and he might not win every one, but whenever I see the fact that you got heart and you're running back to the center and you ain't quitting and it doesn't matter until that clock strikes zero, and this man right here is built just like that. He's built just like that. And Bo's gonna be special. He is. He's gonna be a special man, and do some amazing things at the NCAA level and wherever he goes. Like I always mess around and try to say, hey, come to Columbus, because straight up, like I ain't gonna lie, I want him to, but at the end of the day, like he can go to Iowa or Penn State, and he can go to Michigan. And listen, that was hard for me to say, but um, I don't know. I'll always root for him. And when I first started this, Bo was just he was really getting rolling, really putting a name out for himself, right? And even today, I sent him a text today and was like, "Hey, let's do this. Let's do another. I want to run it again. Let's run. Let's do this again." He said, "Cool. Let's do it tonight." And I was like, "Dang!" Like, and his dad, man. Like, I asked his dad because I'm Coach Bassett is somebody that I want to learn from. I want to pick his brain because, like, not even as a coach, like, definitely as a coach, but even as a father, because, like, hell, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Bo. Like, he's like, so I want people to look at my son and be like that. So I want to learn a lot of things from him, and just I feel like he does great things. And um, obviously, Miss Bassett and Carissa has done an amazing job as a mother, like he was saying. So. Uh, yeah, I mean, just super excited about this man's future. Just Bo, salute, bro. Can't wait to see what Keegan, his little brother, just another dog, just another animal coming up. And just salute to the whole Bishop McCourt family, man. Um, they're it's different. It's special. And I can only pray that I can put my son on a team like that here. And I got a little while, but um I hope he can be able to experience what Bo is, and um, I hope that's who he is on the team. And I think it starts with that, like a leader like that, and yeah, it really gets my head spinning. So I apologize for the pauses, but man, I really do love this. Like this is. I love wrestling, man. And whenever you get to come across great people like the Bassett family and the Bishop McCourt family, like it's special to me. Like when I see them at a tournament, like it's exciting for me. It's like, man, like it's kind of like meeting somebody famous or just meeting somebody you really look up to or whatever the case, however you want to look at it. But I really look up to Coach Bassett and really love watching these kids and talking to them and interview them. And anytime I've ever walked up to Jax, walked up to Melvin, walked up to any any of them, Mason Gibson, they're get on my YouTube page. Interviews with all of them, man. They have been huge. Like, yeah, I'm on it, man. Let's go. And I just hope they get everything that they've worked for because if anybody deserves it, man, these kids are phenomenal. And I'm not saying there ain't other people out there that don't. I'm just we're speaking about Bishop McCourt right now. So just want to thank Bo again and thank you guys for watching, man. Hit that like, subscribe. We're trying to and let us know what you think we can do different, man, so we can keep building this thing. We need y'all. Like this doesn't work without you guys, and we want to put out the best thing we can. And just yeah, anything you can do, man, because the love, the passion, it's here. I promise you ain't gonna find it more than any. And I'm not saying that there ain't people that don't love wrestling, but like you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that loves this like I do. Like I go to work, I take care of my family, and then when I come home, they go to bed, and this is what I do. Um, so I just give me some feedback. I'm trying to build something. I don't even know what I'm trying to build, but I just want to be a part of this sport, and I want to turn it into like I don't want to wake up and do something I don't love anymore. I want to wake up and do something with this sport that I love. So yeah, and I want you guys to enjoy all of it. I want you to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Nah, but for real, I love this stuff. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me, Beckley Wrestling 8 on Instagram, Beckley Wrestling on Facebook, Beckley Wrestling on YouTube and Spotify. We're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep doing this. We're heading to Pitt in Ohio State in the next couple of weeks. Try to get some good footage, good highlights, get some in-person interviews with some of the, I mean, two of the best teams. And it's the Pitt NC State duel, Ohio State Maryland duel. So very excited about that. Want to thank Tom Ryan first off for even giving me the opportunity, and it means more than you could know. And RJ Spieth from Pitt. Thank you guys. So, but hopefully we can turn this into something you guys love because we love it and we just want to put out great shit like I've been saying. So stay tapped in. Beckley Wrestling. We coming straight at you.